What's up, YouTube fam? It's your host with the most, the face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp is back with another YouTube video. A pretty special video, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna just jump straight into it. I got a request from a woman by the name of D. Janelle Garbutt on Facebook, and she asked me, or she states, "Hey, I saw you post about being an EMT. I was actually looking into becoming one. Anything about it you didn't like, anything you absolutely loved. I just want some information about the whole experience, and I'm not screaming, so you can tell me everything." So this is a video to not just her, but anyone else that is somewhat interested of becoming a EMT from my own experience and my own standpoint and viewpoint. So just to be HIPAA compliant, there's going to be certain names I'm not going to name just because of that. But as far as my experience was concerned, the experience is like something I'll never probably get in any other field at all. For me, going through school was great because I got an instructor that cared about me. He was very relentless, very anal about certain things. When I say anal, like he was really just a stickler for those. You gotta know how to pronounce these meds. You gotta know the milligrams. You gotta know what these acronyms mean, because when you're in the field and it hits you at one time, you're gonna go back to how you was trained, and he was so right about that. So definitely try to get into a school that you have a good instructor that cares about you as a person, as an individual, and about your teaching, because you can be in a class with someone that can read from the book and not teach you anything. And when it's time for you to go to National Registry, you're going to fail. So speaking of National Registry is probably the most nerve-inducing, nerve-wracking thing I've ever experienced in my entire life, because it's literally, you got to take this test to get your license. And it's not just one test, it's two different parts. You have a clinical portion, and then you have a test. And you got to pass them both to become licensed. So I can tell you from my personal experience, I did not pass my test portion. I had to go back and take it. I had to take it twice. The clinicals were easier for me, but everyone's different. Some people might struggle with the clinicals. Some people might struggle with the test. It just depends. And if you wonder why I keep looking around, I got a lot of different things set up to kind of track my eyes and make sure I'm in the camera. So I don't want you to think like I'm just looking all over just because. So when it comes to going back from becoming licensed, then you get your first job. So your first job is exciting, right? It's exciting. I think people might go down one or two different routes. You have the private company route, or you have jumping straight into 911. My thing was, I wanted to get my feet wet. I wanted to make sure I had a good foothold in doing this, so I went the private route. And I started at a private company, and they treated me well, and they gave me my start. And you know, from experience wise, an experience point of view, I learned that I didn't know that I cared so much about people other than myself until I was around those people. And being an EMS, being an EMT, you are a part of a very, very select group of people that care a lot about other people. And because of that, that's what brings everyone together. Now, don't get me wrong, you are going to run into people that might not like you just because you're the brand new basic. There are some people that do that. I've had that happen to me before. I've gotten chewed out before. I've gotten talked down to before. But again, I don't think at the time it was always because they just didn't like me. I think it was also just because sometimes you got to get some tough love to kind of be in a better position working in EMS. I can't really explain it to you. You'd have to experience it for yourself. I experienced doing CPR on a live person. I've experienced losing that person. And I experienced feeling responsible for not being good enough. You know, even though there was other circumstances that were going around in the background that really caused that to not be something I should have worried about in the first place anyway. It's just the fact that you work in a job, a field that solely depends on the decisions that you make. And you have to know your craft. You have to go to the scene and control the scene. You have to be that guy or that woman that people look up to into their at their most worst possible time, period. And the experience of that, the adrenaline of that, the thought or the action of actually driving the ambulance or the ambulance with lights and sirens is all part of it. Wearing that uniform, wearing that National Registry badge makes you proud. It should make you proud as a provider, because again, you earn that. You earn that through a lot of sacrifice and like sleep, a lot of studying. And if you're working full time like me, you was doing all three. And when you get it, you'll cherish it. You'll hold on to it. You'll never forget it. Do not try to go into this field. Like I said, I learned that too. I didn't get into being an EMT for the money. I did it for the people. I did it for the people. I can't tell you how many people I've made friends with or how many people I know now just because I've seen them at their house in a bad situation. Like, oh, I really got some bad back pain or leg pain. I'm just not feeling well today. And you build relationships with people through time. Some people you'll see more often than others. It's just a part of the business. Some nights you're going to get off super late. It's just part of it. You know, that's things I don't like about it. But again, if it's for an emergency, great. But if it's for something that could hold and wait, not so much. But it's a part of it. It's just a part of it. You're going to have some people that you have to treat as a personal matter if they have certain feelings towards certain ethnical backgrounds and not. Like, again, I was always raised like this, and I do believe this is how the majority of EMS workers, EMTs, and paramedics think. We don't see color. We see people. And we treat everyone the way we would treat everyone else. And it's like you have to realize that as a medical professional, you have to uphold a certain standard because people look up to you for direction. And that's one of the best things about the job is that knowing that when I come here, I'm going to be that guy that people look at as this is the dude that's going to take care of the job. We can rest easy. We can support him, or let's help him and make his job a whole lot easier because we called them for help. And I kind of feel like right now, since I keep talking about this, I'm kind of going a little bit all over the place, but I'm just giving you my experience. Again, there's certain things I can't say because of HIPAA compliance, and I'm not going to say just because, again, it wouldn't be as professional. I think we'd have to have another video separate for that. But as far as my experience or your experience is, your experience might be completely different than mine. I want you to take it for what it is. Make your experience your own. But if I had to give you just, anything else to add, don't be afraid to say you don't know something. Be honest about things. Try to learn as much as you can. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the people. Stay true to yourself. And I think the most important thing is never go to work not wanting to work. You're going to work in this field. You're going to deal with situations you never thought of. And you got to be compassionate and care about people to really do this job and not mind getting up again the next morning after getting off of a 16-hour shift to come right back and go back for another 12 or 13. Other than that, I hope I answered your questions. And that's pretty much all I got for you. Just some footnotes, guys. Just remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll leave all my social media links in the description below. And if you guys want more videos like this, let me know through my Facebook page or my Instagram. DM me or something, or send it to my email. Like I said, I'll leave all the links for that in the comment section or in the video description below. Other than that, y'all have a good one. Oh, wait. Before I forget, I do want to point this out right quick. In times like this, because of the COVID-19 crisis, the EMTs, the paramedics, deserve everything as far as hazard pay, as far as admiration, respect, all of it. They deserve the paychecks and then some and more, because they literally are on the front lines. Like, don't get me wrong, the nurses are, just like the doctors are too. But the first responders are really that first line of contact when someone calls the phone saying, hey, I have a fever, I don't feel well, and they have certain signs and symptoms that are associated with COVID-19. They're going to send the EMTs and the paramedics, not the doctors, not the nurse, but we all work as a team. And I just want to point that out because, again, I know that there's people not getting hazard pay, and it really breaks my heart to hear that. It breaks my heart to where it's like we should all be treated equally because we're a part of the same healthcare system. We're working towards one common goal, which is taking care of our patients. But I just want to give that shout out to my EMTs, my paramedics, my EMS kinfolk, because again, I know what that's like, and I feel for you guys. I really do. But I just wanted to add that. That's it. I'm out of here.